This is a man named Rob Leggett, whom I met when I stopped into his shop for repairs to my watch. I discovered that he had written a book about bluegrass banjo artist Bobby Atkins, a fellow I immediately recognized from the Preacher Man movies put out by Troma. I remember these sleazy, sacrilegious pictures being strangely captivating, most likely because of the down-to-earth setting, primitive characters, and engulfing banjo music.
You better run, preacher man, or the sheriff's gonna do you in.
In Bluegrass Boy, Bobby Atkins bears witness to a time in America when domestic farmers were the economic backbone of the nation, a time when most of the popular art and culture was being produced by families after a hard day's work, farming, or sharecropping.
We covered his background with his family moving from Surrey County and that part of Virginia, I think it's Patrick County above them. They moved into basically a tobacco barn. They were sharecroppers. And his first idea of starting playing the banjo was a live presentation of Foggy Mountain Breakdown. Everything was done live back then. He was on a stage, and that started his desire to play the banjo. So he practiced before he could drive. He's young. His brother took him over to meet Bill Monroe, who was looking for a banjo player, and he was really awestruck by Bobby's talent. So he took him with him on tour.
Because of his love of family, Bobby was none too fond of the big wild world. He describes incredible homesickness, staying in flop hotels with busted-out windows, missing the homegrown beans, potatoes, and corn of his family's spread, and being unable to recognize the entries on menus in restaurants.
And basically got down south, Alabama somewhere, and they were playing, and he had never been from home, and homesick. He said that for a while he couldn't. He would just cry at night. So Bill put him on a bus, sent him back home. Well, that was the beginning.
Despite Bobby's love of family and simple country life, his talent would repeatedly pull him back out on the road to larger and larger audiences, including the old and new Dominion House, as well as the Grand Ole Opry, collaborating with music legends like Johnny Cash.
And of course, his life took on its own standard of play, and he played with so many great artists and on live stages, Richmond, Virginia, the Old Dominion, and then later became the New Dominion Playhouse, and such, and did tours too, and worked with his family.
In a new environment of fame and vice, Bobby would wrestle with drugs and alcohol, overcoming both and returning to his country roots, finally able to live off the royalties of his many recordings. He describes his memories of a time before drugs or alcohol or loose women, when he got a feeling from nature, family, and music that he says was almost like flying, better than any drug made by men. The manner in which this book of Bobby Atkins' life came into being is also curious.
On the Bluegrass Boy, I sat down with Bobby. We only live about 3 miles apart, and did audio recordings of conversations. I had known him vaguely through concerts, and he would do fundraisers in our community. And respected his work. And I asked him if anyone had done a book on him. He says, well, yes and no. They would start, but nothing finished. So I would go over, ask them different questions, and just let them talk. At this time, Bobby is late 70s when I was talking to him. He passed away 2 years ago. I believe he was 85. And quite a gifted artist. Really enjoyed it. So that's how we did. And then my wife lovingly would type everything, and she put up with me, and that's how we got the book. Thank you.
In reading Rob Leggett's book, I was sideswiped with a new understanding of American culture, also coming to the epiphany that country music, rock and roll, and even blues were all forms of music literally developed by parents with their children in the home setting to decompress from a long day of farming or sharecropping. I highly recommend this book as one of the most fascinating and compelling reads that I have encountered in recent years. It offers a way to remember our country and how much we used to value family culture. For Brandish Productions, this is Daddy Brandish.